watch YouTube if you can and talk to me on the conference line today, or jump on to the link that is on the chat. Where'd it go? Yes, right here. How do I do that? Do I go to channel, pin message, message pinned? All right. So at the top of the chat, if you guys want to try this way to log into, hello, somebody else just joined the conference call. Hello and welcome. Yeah. Yep, somebody else just joined the call. Hello and welcome. Jeff, you just logged off the stream, huh? I wonder. So people don't have to show their camera, right? But you can still see. Well, you're watching on YouTube, so I can't tell that. I apologize, guys. This is turning into a cluster, and my guy Jeff was right. Should have been on Zoom all along. Next time it will be. Hey, at least two of you clicked the like button. Thank you. Right now, though, if you want to click on this link up here on the chat, you can come into our conference call via the link. If you go to the YouTube chat, click on the link, it'll take you to our conference call system, who has where you can watch the video and all that and interact. Or we can just keep on. But what I really need you guys to do is, so I can talk to you, is log on to the conference call and say hello to me. Because it's interactive both ways. Hello, Areli. You're on the conference call. Awesome. Thank you. Stay on both, Areli. You're probably going to watch on YouTube and talk on the conference call. I'm kind of waiting on Alicia Zavala. Hello, Marie. Yes, me too. Awesome. Thank you. Stay on both. You can unmute yourself on the conference call and say hello if you would like. Kind of waiting on Alicia. She's apparently lost in space. Alicia Torres, you mind dropping off the call and go call her and then get back on? That would be spectacular. If you could. Okay, on the conference line, why don't you guys want to say hello? It's fine if you don't want to. You still with me, Jeff? You can hear me in real time. Hello, welcome to the call. Welcome to the shit show. How's that? Listen, probably I would listen on the conference line because the lag is less. Like we're be dealing with a 5 to 10 second lag from what I talk on the conference line to what comes out YouTube. But if you want to listen to YouTube, that's fine too. I just freaking dribbled water on the paper. Can you show that? You can. Yeah, of course it's working. If you click on that link, you're going to land on YouTube. If you click that link that Jeff sent you, it takes you straight to the page. Yes, you do. I won't be able to hear you. I did not know when I decided to go YouTube Live, I did not know that I cannot talk to you on YouTube. Yes, and what I'm leaning towards right now is for us to cancel for today and reschedule for next weekend or tomorrow. Well, next weekend I'm going to be on the mountain, I think. And we're gonna do Zoom because that's what Jeff. I already said. Jeff, our webmaster, when it comes to web crap, is always right. And for whatever reason, apparently I wanted to look like a fool and do it on YouTube. I did not know that I cannot talk to you on YouTube. Yes, that's what I mean. And I'm gonna have to ask questions, man. So everyone on YouTube, I would super well, I guess if you can hear me, you can hear me. I guess we can move forward. Actually, it's fine. Let's just move forward. All right, let's move forward, everyone. Let's get going. Yes, that's fine. Taurus is already on. We're waiting for Alicia. Okay, guys, she's on. We were waiting for Alicia Zavala, who just joined. Alicia Torres is still on. Other people are still on. Guys, I'm sorry for the mess up. As I said, I had no idea that I was not going to be able to talk to you live other than through chat. Let's just go ahead and get going. So, what I'm going to do on the conference call line is mute everyone. Maybe even we'll record it. And I'm going to mute everyone on the conference line at the moment. And now I'm back on YouTube. I'm looking at YouTube. If you guys want to watch along on YouTube, that's fine. Um, we're going to get going. So, those of you who are here, thank you for being here. I'm just organizing my papers. Hopefully, you were able to print out the awesome booklet that Jeff got put together last minute last night because I was late getting him the stuff. Hopefully, you were able to print that out. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't know how I'm going to interact with y'all other than in chat. If you have questions, please hold, like write it down, take a note. So I get going. I don't want to break my stream until I pause, and then I'll look at questions. You could even type them in the chat if you wanted to. And all right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to Wealth Masters. I'm chuckling because I knew this would be kind of a trial, and it's not been spectacular, right? So, however, like I said, I did not know that I was not going to be able to talk to y'all. I really didn't, and that is disappointing. Anyway, welcome. Wealth Masters One Money Magic Blueprint, the inaugural online. And of course, we will get better as we go. I'm working on finding all my markers, guys. That's what I'm working on. We will get better as we go. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, look, you're just going to get on. You're going to do it. Whatever happens, happens. However it goes, because nobody's paid a set fee to be here. This is a come, go through it, share back to the organization what it was worth to be here. All right. So I don't know how many of you have watched any of the 4 videos. Jeff Solar, type into the chat if you're still on there, please. What the final name of those 4 videos became. I think it's how to manifest your dreams, your something along those lines. Something along those lines. Okay. However, guys, I've been sitting here for so long, I would have already been taking the first restroom break. So I'm going to go run to the restroom. I'll be right back. You guys can take how to manifest your dreams. Thank you, Jeff. You guys take a quick potty break. Let's be back here in just 5 minutes or less, and then we will get started. Be right back. All right, guys, I am back. I don't know. Hang on, let me sort out my deals. There we go. I have the conference call in one ear and the YouTube in the other ear here. All right, let's see here. I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to start recording so we're starting fresh. All right, guys. Hey, you stuck with me. Awesome. When you guys come back, or if you're ready to go, please type something in the text, in the chat. You're ready to go. That would be awesome. I know you're all here. I'm going to do that again, Jeff. Save you some more editing. Yeah, I probably, if you guys could see me in person, you'd laugh. All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to the first inaugural Wealth Masters One Money Magic Blueprint. Hope you all made it back from the potty break of us not actually doing anything, but having a potty break anyway. Let's start over, guys. Yeah, because that saves Jeff a ton of editing. All right, guys, welcome to the first Wealth Masters One Money Magic Blueprint, the inaugural online version. Many of you have been through this in the past in some form or fashion live. I'm glad to have you all here today online. So I really think this is going to work. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and by work, what I mean is the actual do the work. And after you've done some work with us and you come to the live events and you move up through and do work with us, as each step up, the work is going to, and I know some of you guys don't know what I mean by work yet, but you will. The work becomes more intense, a little more personalized, a little deeper. We're going to dig out a little more of the crud, reprogram it. And by reprogram it, basically the crud, how you reprogram it is by loving it. And how do you love it? Well, that's what we're going to work on today, is how to love the crud. Reprogramming, actually rewriting the script, is going to more so happen at the 3-day Money, Wealth, and Success. However, you will experience some automatic reprogramming that's going to happen just by loving more of yourself, dissolving charges to the center state of love. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to walk through some of the principles. If you're able to get in the back office, there's a neat little 6-page booklet. If you're able to print that out, that's even more awesome. If not, don't worry about it. I've got it here. You're following along. If you have something to write notes on, you'll be able to take notes. So we're going to do that. So we're here for more of that. We're going to program our brain differently relative to money. The 20 probably shouldn't even be on there anymore because, oh, that's a 50. Yeah, all right. And my thing, because my screen's backwards, is another thing that's weird about this setup. All right. So internally, inside us, we resonate at a frequency. Oh, what I was asking at the beginning. I don't know how many of you have watched the 4 videos, How to Manifest Your Dreams. Some of these actually, a bunch of these are from that. If you've watched that, of course, it's gonna be review part of it, but every seminar is a little different. Something different comes out every time. So, continuing to come is a good thing, and then working together as a group, dissolving our charges, learning to love more of ourselves, increasing our frequency as we go up. So, people are operating on a low frequency wave, and you're going to love more of yourself as you go, and you see the wave, the frequency increases, and eventually you're operating at a higher frequency, and you can keep increasing that frequency to a higher and higher and higher and higher. There's no limit to it. How high of a vibration can you vibrate at? It's literally infinite. And I truly believe, I don't know, but I truly believe that the human body will be able to uh, accept that vibration up to a certain frequency. And there is different throughout the ages, there have been different myths written about many, many different people who reached such a high vibration of frequency that they were able to take and transition into another quantum beyond the human quantum, that we're able to raise the body to that high frequency. The odds of any of us, including myself, accomplishing that in this lifetime is probably pretty slim, because of the rules of the one and the many, which we haven't talked much about yet. Those people, whoever in their soul streams past in the past have worked and worked and worked, and now we are available to do that. But relative to this life, of this experience, from the life and death of this, a magnificent gift that we have all been given to live this life, you have the absolute ability to raise your frequency as high as you would love to take it. And what that means for us is manifesting our life at different degrees of fulfillment, different degrees of greatness. There's no limit to that. Whatever you want to do. And what most people have the myth of course, when we're focused on money, wealth, and success, is that money, wealth, and success is the end all. It's the everything. And it's like, no, it's not really. The thing that's going to happen for you is you dissolve more and more of your charges, which are these charges of the wave, the positive and negative peak of the wave. You're going to dissolve that to the center. And every time you dissolve that to the center, it's a quantum collapse. Essentially, it's what it is. It's a quantum collapse of this. It's a quantum collapse of this wave function to the center. And then you move up a frequency on this chart. You leap a frequency, and we'll start drawing on this stuff a little more here as we go. I just want to get a little overview. So the 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 most profound thing to happen for people that do this work is to come closer and closer to the center line of what it is that they would absolutely love to do in their life. This center line here of what they would absolutely love to do in their life, to live the greatest degree of fulfillment, and then to have the financial resources to do so relative to that frequency. And that's why the financial freedom formula is so important to follow it, so that you can get to a point where your finances are handled, they're taken care of. You don't have to worry about that. No stress over finances, so you can set yourself free to move into your inspiration. So the long-term essential goal of life, and most everybody that comes in the beginning is going to be about money, wealth, success, and finances, and that kind of stuff. And I understand that. And once that begins to become handled, mastered is the word. Once that begins to become mastered, you're going to move out of that and move out of that aspect and move more into inspirations, and you're gonna begin to realize the most important thing in life is to find what it is that you absolutely love to do, and that's the most important thing. Having $1 billion is not the most important thing unless that's what is most inspiring to you. living the greatest degree of fulfillment from your heart of hearts, is the ultimate goal, and that is the pathway that's going to happen on this journey of loving more of yourself. All right, so there's one that I didn't have done, and it's one and many. So I'm drawing, for those of you that are on the conference line, not on YouTube, I'm drawing a triangle, which is a pyramid. You probably can't see it with that marker, can you? So let's use this. Okay, so everything in existence, man, operates under this idea, this principle, and it's a universal principle. It's everywhere, man. It's in every single structure, every single thing in existence. It's one. I don't know if you can read that or not. It's one and many. And of course, if you guys have been around, you know my writing's horrible. One and many. It is the singular. This is the singular universal law. Everything, everything. There's nothing in existence that doesn't live under this one and many. The reason why it's important to us is form. And the point of where we're going today is we're gonna do work, okay? Form, and so what I'm doing is I'm laying the foundation of some ideas, some principles. They're all universal principles, but this is the most important one. It's the hardest one to understand. I don't understand it even remotely close to fully of its existence, the one in the many. I see where it exists in tons and tons of things, but I haven't seen it in everything, and of course, that's a lifelong pursuit to do so. So what I'm doing is I'm laying the foundation for us to have a basis of understanding of how these 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it is, universal laws of life, how they apply to transforming our life more and more into love, and by doing the work. So form is the first law of thermodynamics, right? We did this on the call. If you've listened to the conference calls, first law of thermodynamics. And I think I had all this stuff, thermodynamics. I think I had all this stuff typed out and I forgot where it was, so I didn't get it printed. Form. First law of thermodynamics. Energy and matter can neither be created or destroyed. It can only change form. Only change form. And as I said on the conference call that we talked about this, and it's in the video too, this idea of energy and matter can neither be created or destroyed. It can only change form. If you go contemplate on that, think on that, just let your mind rest on that and begin to observe it and realize and the idea is that you already are everything you think you're not. So in terms of being able to take ownership of the parts of yourself that you have yet to love, owning them, meaning the things that you infatuate with. Infatuation lives up here. I wish I had a pen to write with. I don't. Sorry, guys. Infatuation lives on the positive peak of the wave. Resentment is the opposite of it, lives down here. Resentment. So whatever we see in others, like we put them up on this great big high pedestal that we infatuate with, or we put them down in a trough, a gutter on the side of the road that we resent in ourselves, we live here. The true essence of ourselves lives in the center, whether we see it or not, in every single quantum of energy that we live in. And this is where our heart lives. Our heart truly lives in this centered space. No matter what quantum of frequency that you're operating at the moment, this wave is one of these individualized waves here. See if I can find a different color. That is one wavelength, positive peak, negative trough. Here's the center. That is your heart space. In that particular quantum of energy, it's where your heart is, your heart of hearts, your being of being, your source of source is here. So what we're going to ultimately work on is leaping quantums of frequency, which are units of one of wavelength. You go to work and love the positive and negative in this sphere here. Have a quantum collapse into the center. You'll have a cacophony. Sometimes it's just like the most profound, it was almost audible. And it was with a person, and we were leaving a seminar, and it was in the parking lot. It was like after we had been together as a group for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. It was probably 3 days, something like that. And when we went to leave, it was boom, boom. I mean, it felt like it was so profound. It felt like somebody punched me in the heart. They just like that, and we stepped back from each other and we're like, "Whoa, did you feel that? Yes. Did you feel that? Yes." It was just profound, and of course, we were sitting there with tears just streaming down our face from the moment of love. In your own experience, you'll have that, and then you're gonna leap a frequency to the next to the next quantum of love where your heart lives. Okay, and you're gonna go to work on new positive and negatives within that space, within this frequency, and then again and again and again. This center line, this center line, which represents the center line of your life, this is really your soul line, man. The infinity of you lives on that center line. It's the soul of you, the eternal part of you, the infinity of you, the infinity of you is in that centered space. All this out here, these waves, when you're starting down here, you're working on frequencies, these larger wavelengths, where the larger the wavelength, the longer time it takes in your normal cycle for it to cross the center line and have moments of love, moments of appreciation for your life. It takes longer to get there. You can quantum collapse that to the center and boom, now in that frequency sphere, it takes less time to get there. Quantum collapse that, move up, boom, less, less, less until eventually this line right here, this frequency, that's your center line of the positive on this side and negative on this side, your center line. Down that frequency you're operating, which is and you can get it to where it's almost instantaneous the higher you go. Relative to the masses, you're vibrating at an extremely high frequency. You can take it up to where it's just, I mean, instantaneously like that happening. You yourself are not going to notice. One of the great mysteries of the Creator, your inspirations of love become more clear because this outer noise of large wavelength, large cycles, this is massive static noise. Like when you're tuning the radio, the frequency of the radio, the old school tuning before the digital one, you hear that static and then tuned right in. This is the static, whether it's the positive infatuations or the negative resentments or nice, mean, praise, reprimand, support, challenge, like, hate, the positives and the negatives, that noise, brain noise, is stopping you from getting a clear picture as to the center soul voice that we all have. And it's just sitting, I think I crossed The T for soul, no, that's in hell. This soul voice, it is literally there 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, waiting for us to have a quantum collapse, a wave function collapse in the center, and for however long we're in that centered space, the mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose of your life that is sitting there 24/7, 365 from the moment you're born to the moment you die, it's sitting there waiting for you to hear it. And the more you're able to dissolve this outer noise to the center, you have a moment of clarity. Now you're gonna however long you stay there, it varies each time. Then you're gonna eventually fall back out into the charge. You left another quantum of frequency. You're vibrating at a higher frequency. Your heart's still in the center. Your mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose is becoming more clearly, but you're gonna fall back into charge. You have no choice. There is absolutely no choice. No person on the planet, no person that has ever existed is able to live a chargeless life. This charge of positive and negative of this frequency is everything. Nothing in existence is not that. So you see this one in the many of frequency. This is one. The higher you go is a smaller frequency, one, larger frequencies with form that comes down through. I wish I had a way that I was transparent. So the one in the many frequency is this. And down here, you're in these larger charges and then smaller charges as you go up. One in many in charge, one in many in form. This all meshes together as we go. This center line, mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose message that you get to experience by quantum collapsing, wave function collapsing, your lopsided perceptions of likes and dislikes, your lopsided perceptions of what you like in a person, what you don't like in a person. This duality of charge allows for all of existence. There's nothing that exists in a tangible form that does not follow these rules of duality. This rule of duality, infatuation, resentment, create, destroy. You're going to create and destroy your life 50-50, no matter what, for the rest of your life, no matter what frequency you're vibrating at. This essence of life, this duality, is the greatest gift that we've ever been given. It doesn't seem like it for most as we're living our life. It seems like, oh crap, oh, what a bunch of garbage. It's the greatest gift we've ever been given because without one, you could not see the other. Without nice, you would never know without mean, you would never know what nice was. Without sad on the negative, you would never know what happy was. It's absolutely the greatest gift because without one, you would not know the other because you have to have contrast. There simply must be contrast. Nice, mean. If mean didn't exist, you would never know what nice was. It would be absolutely impossible. You could never know in a million years what nice was. Why? Because you don't have anything to compare it to. Things that you hate, things that you like. You would never know life without hate. You would never know support without challenge. Whatever duality, complementary opposites that you can come up with in your life, you would never know one without the other. It's an absolute impossibility. The way our brain works is without contrast, it doesn't work. You cannot see without contrast. If you were put into a room that was all white, just pure white, I don't remember the amount of days, but it's extremely short. It's way shorter than you think. It's 9 or 10 days, something like that. You will go blind. You would lose the ability to see because it has to have contrast to see. So this duality of positive and negative, the greatest gift we've ever been given. Ultimately, as you continue to do this work and you grow with me and you come up through the seminars and you do higher levels of work, you're gonna come to a point where you realize, which happened for me on the 3rd one that I went to, where I learned the majority of this work from. The 3rd one, I was sitting in the back of the room. Yes, it was the 3rd one. Sitting in the back of the room. We were hosting this guy to do these seminars. I hadn't owned this yet. Sitting in the back of the room. All of a sudden, and it was on the moment where people are starting to open their heart, have these heartfelt, open-hearted moments. All of a sudden, I had this vision, and I'm sitting in the back, boom, all of a sudden, I'm a baby looking out of a crib. I see the perfect outline of a crib, perfect outline. I see my birth mother, who died when I was 19 months old, lean over the crib and pick me up. And in that moment, tears just started pouring down my face like you can't even imagine, and I sat there and bawled like a little baby, and the message that flashed through my mind, because it flashed through 5 or 6 other events in my life, right to that moment, right there sitting in that room in that moment, and the message was absolutely crystal clear. If that event had not happened for you in your life, you would not be on this journey that you're on to go discover what the hell love is and share it with other people. You wouldn't be on that journey if your mom didn't freaking die when you were 19 months old, and I sat there and cried. I can't even tell you. Tears of gratitude for my birth mother for having the courage to play her role in life that gave me the greatest gift of my life, which was to be on this journey of love and go figure out what it is and share it with other people. That was the greatest tragedy of my life, was my birth mother dying when I was 19 months old, and it became the greatest gift of my life, and that's how it works, and that's why this duality is the greatest gift ever given to us, because you would not, it would be impossible, you could not know the greatness and the grandness of life if you did not have the complementary opposites to compare it to. So as you do this work, what you're going to learn is the greatest tragedies of your life are the greatest gifts of your life, and the way it is. The Creator gave us the most amazing gift, and it is the trauma, the trash, the hardships that we put up with, because without them, you would not know the opposite, which is the equal and opposite greatness, and those 2 added together is the true love of the Creator, because you could not know it without one, without the other. The most awesome movie that I've seen recently about this is called Father Stu, S-T-U, Mark Wahlberg, Father Stu. Probably one of the greatest movies ever made to show this. Go watch it as soon as you can. Father Stu, greatest gift. So you're gonna learn the greatest tragedy of your life is your greatest gift, and then when you really understand that, you're gonna realize it's your greatest fuel. It's the greatest fuel for your life. Whatever it is you're dragging around that's the greatest tragedy, it's your freaking greatest gift, and it's gonna become the greatest fuel for your mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose. The voids that were created through the negative experiences that you experience in life will simultaneously, there was a positive in that moment. You don't know it yet. You got to sit down and go find it. That greatest void, which is something that was missing, is going to end up being the greatest drive for you on this journey of your life. And you wouldn't have that journey of your life if it wasn't for the greatest negativity that's ever happened in your life. And that's how beautiful God the Creator is. And I've said before, and that is, how can you possibly know the love, the depth of the universe is that deep? Because I have 3 kids. Could I possibly set up a system where my kids are gonna have to go through strife in order to know the magnificence of the universe? No, I wouldn't be able to. So then the love of the Creator is that deep, that magnificent, that it is able to Give us the garbage because it knows we're gonna come out on the other side knowing and loving love, life, greater degrees greater degrees of fulfillment, and that's how it freaking works, man. As I've said before, I'm not the creator of the system, I'm just the observer of the system, and that's how it freaking works. So, as we move along today, we're just gonna have a little piece of how my big formula works because I realized I can't just turn on the fire hose and blow you guys all out of the water with one thing, especially online if I'm not in the room. So, as you leap, you're gonna become greater fulfillment. Fulfillment means enduring the pain and the pleasure. The pain and the pleasure of your life. Greater degrees of fulfillment of pain and pleasure. Pain and pleasure in the pursuit of your mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose. Greater pain and pleasure in the pursuit of doing what you would absolutely love to do with every fiber of your being, every ounce of your being. That's the greatest fulfilled life. And you can earn as much money as you want to doing it. You absolutely can. Follow the financial freedom formula, and it's gonna set yourself free no matter what. And it all works together because there's 7 areas of life: physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, and social. Any great master that has ever lived on this planet has mastered all 7 of these, or they weren't a master. All great masters that have ever lived mastered all 7 areas of this life: physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, and social. All right, so one many frequency. You're vibrating at lower frequency, you're gonna move up a higher frequency, and ultimately you can ul infinity lives up here, man. Infinity is infinity is up here for you. Form, one in the many form. Okay, so when we look at somebody, anyone, positive and negative, that we infatuate with or we resent, we express whatever we see in them equally. It's just gonna be in a form that we're expressing either through one intense or many littles, like $1 or 100 pennies, or $1 or 10 dimes, or $1 and 4 quarters, or $1 and 50-cent pieces. We're expressing everything we see in them, positive, negative, what we infatuate, what we don't, in our own way, in our own form, either in one intense expression of that form or many little intensities of that form in our own unique way. And I know that's hard to understand exactly right now, and you'll as you go and grow with this, you'll become to understand that more and more that, okay, I am everything, and if you go through all the great books of wisdom that have ever written, it pretty much freaking tells you that. One of my favorite lines from our most current great book of wisdom, one of my absolute favorites is from Jesus Christ, and like straight up telling you, "Greater things than these shall you do." He didn't say lesser things, he said, "Greater things than these shall you do." In that moment, he's telling you, "I am just another child of God, the same as you are just another child of God, and whatever you see in me, infatuation or resentment, whatever you see in me is a reflection of you. Just go own it, and greater things than this shall you do." You have the ability to be infinite. We all do, every single person. It's by embracing the positives and negatives and moving forward. Greater things than these shall you do. You're able to go and do whatever it is you would love to do by loving more of yourself that you have yet to love. Okay, form. Many littles, one big. It applies to everything that we've experienced mentally, emotionally in our life. We've either had experiences where it's been one extreme, intense experience or many little not so intense, less intensity, more experiences of the same thing. As you're growing up, the programming that is happening as you're growing up, the programming that you're only allowed to be who, in our clan, you can't be bigger than our clan. You can't live outside of our clans. What our clan says is allowed, you're not allowed to do that. Well, you're in that programming, you get experience to like one intense, you get the belt out and you get your butt beat because why? You stepped outside the lines of where it is that you were allowed to live. The economic swath or whatever it is, physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, social, somewhere if this was finances, this is the frequency of richness, the frequency of money, wealth, and success. Lower wavelength, well, these guys, the lowest wavelength would be homeless people. Then somewhere in here, they're living in a camper. And then somewhere in here, they're living in a mobile home trailer. Somewhere in here, they're living in a little one-bedroom house, so on, all the way up to a giant mansion or a penthouse in the sky, whatever. That's the frequency of the one in the many financial. If financial, let's say this is where your clan resided. This is where your clan was in this economic swath, which essentially is this wave right here, sure like this. So your economic vibration, wherever that was, if you set about to be outside of that one way or the other, you were going to be told either through one intense experience or several intense experiences, like getting your butt beat with a belt, or many littles where it's verbal or whatever, to be put back into your place of, "Dude, you cannot move out of this. You have to be in this, or you're not gonna be one of us. We're gonna kick you out of the cave, and you're gonna go die because you're no longer one of us." Well, this is long-term programming from the time we're born to about 7, 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there, till your formative years. For most people, it's over by the time you're 10, you're ready to go leave the cave and go on your own adventure. You were told that you have to stay in this path right here, plus, minus, somewhere in that swath. So, over the course of a person's life, they are going to live a lifestyle, not necessarily an inflow of money, but a lifestyle of plus 5%, minus 5% of where you were raised. And that programming is virtually impossible to break. Like, there's been gazillion studies done on it, sociology-wise. Most of the best come out of India because their system is so strict. Plus or minus 5% of where you were raised is where you're gonna live. Financially, it doesn't matter what it is, the 7 areas of life: physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, and social. Again, these break down into tons of smallers, and then ultimately it's just feelings, it's just emotion. Whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, or social, you're not gonna live out of plus or minus 5% of where you grew up. It's just not happening because of the programming of one intense event, getting your butt beat, or many little events like getting swatted on the hand with a fly swatter or a wooden spoon or something along those lines, or being told, as I shared on the last call, it's like, "Oh, no, I was absolutely raised to essentially hate rich people." Be like, "Oh, they're rich," or "That's a salesman." How many little times like that do you hear it along the bottom of the one in the many of life until you realize, "Yeah, dude, this is where you're relegated to live, and you're not gonna live outside of that. Just not gonna happen." I can't tell you how many times I've shared a working class father, how many times I shared where, I haven't shared this, but how many I can't tell you how many times that my working class father, once got out from under his wing, how many times he absolutely subconsciously, and it would just roll off the cuff, like, not even think about it, do whatever he could do verbally to destroy my dream every single time. Some of them, the timing of them were so amazing. Came back from one seminar once, like, I'm determined, right, throughout my entire life. I bought my first, uh, rental property real estate when I was 18 years old. Well, by the time I was 19, 19 and a half, I'd been foreclosed on it, but I bought my first one. But I came home from a seminar once, particular seminar. I wasn't in my door 30 seconds, and my dad is knocking on my door. Like, how did he know I was home? It was crazy. Comes in immediately wanting to tear down whatever it was I learned for the weekend. Why? Because subconsciously, he's pooping his pants that I'm gonna move outside of this path, this plus 5% or minus 5% of where I was told that I'm supposed to be for the rest of my life. He's gonna do whatever he can to tear that down. That's the programming of life that everybody is, every single person. Your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, preachers, teachers, cousins, classmates, everyone, birds of a feather flock together. I've taught you where it is that you're supposed to be. Now, remember, your greatest tragedy, the greatest tragedy of your life, the lowest vibration event of your life, way down here, deep, low vibration, becomes your greatest gift because it becomes your greatest fuel to move up through and move past where it was that you were told that you have to be, where you have to live. So, Jack here, yeah, we're still recording, okay. So, quantum collapse to the center. You leap, you leap, you leap. You're able to leap past. You're able to leap beyond where the past of your life tells you that you have to be, and you're able to do it with love. As I started doing this work, my dad trying to tear me down got less and less and less because the charge of disowned parts in myself, positive, positive, negative, within myself relative to my father kept collapsing, collapsing, collapsing. It didn't happen all at once, man. It's a journey. It takes time, effort. How many quantum collapses are you gonna have to do in order for it to happen? So, as you raise frequency, the charges that other people rub off on you become less and less. It begins to become like water off the back of a duck. It just rolls off because whatever they have reflected back to you, like the mirror that we talked about, reflect back to you what you like and don't like. You've loved it in the center more and more and more to greater degrees to eventually those people don't have a grip on you anymore. There's no buttons that they can push to annoy you, get you, because you've loved it in yourself. You've owned it in yourself. Once you've owned it in yourself and you've loved it for what it is as it is, they can't push it. It goes away. It's gone. You're now setting yourself free, as I've talked about on the conference calls. The more you love yourself for who you are as you are, you're setting yourself free from the past programming this way in frequency, and you're setting yourself free from the past, and you're free to move into your future. And this is how it works. I mean, I have absolutely experienced this for my life, so I know for an absolute fact this is how it works. The greatest tragedy becomes your greatest fuel. The greatest person that wants to tear you down, which for me is my dad, the greatest person that has wanted to tear me down my whole life, my father, that's gone. That has disappeared. Not that it was malicious. It wasn't being done out of maliciousness, like, that's one thing to understand. Why are they doing it? Because it's in their subconscious programming. They're afraid for you. That's truthfully the truth of it. They know that this life that they live has given them a certain amount of safety and, well-being, but, whatever, safety, basically, and they are afraid for you for the risks that exist outside of that. So they're truly, subconsciously believing they're doing you a favor to try to keep you in here because this is where it's safe. This is the cave that you grew up in. Don't venture out of your cave. There may be a whole series of caves above you, right, with greater views, like a high-rise apartment. You gotta get higher up for better view. It's like, "No, you can't do that. Why? 'Cause this is the cave that we're about to live in. You can't move up in caves, man. No, this cave." It's like, okay, so this programming goes so far back in our DNA. It goes all the way back to caveman days, clan days. What I mean by clan is CLAN, small groups of people living together. Right? Because if you got kicked out of the clan, the odds were you were gonna die because working together then was the only way to survive, man, because either other clans were gonna kill you, the elements were gonna kill you, or the freaking saber-tooth tiger was gonna kill you. Whatever it was, being together provided greater chances of longevity in your life. Wrong word, I know. Anyway, so they're doing it thinking they're doing you a favor. However, you can love your way to inspiration. You can love your way to wealth. You can love your way to a greater life, a greater degree of fulfillment by loving more of yourself. Boom to the center wave. Have a moment of, oh my God, thank you for my life, thank you for my life, thank you for my life. At such great detail. This was kind of an overview. I hope we're going to go over this when we start working on the other. I know when I'm in person, I can talk and 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 talk. But I feel like we're probably getting some stuff. And I know there's going to be a lot of questions, and that's okay. Don't think that you have to understand all the stuff right now because you don't. The essence is we go to work and start using what it is that we're learning here to love more of ourselves. So I don't know how long I've been talking right now. At least a half hour, right? 45 minutes. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, guys, and then we'll come back and we'll go to work using what we learned in our updated short form of the long form, which if you guys don't have this, it's okay. All you need is a piece of paper. All you'll need is a piece of paper to write down these columns. Let's go ahead and take a short break, and we'll be right back. So I'm going to stop the recording and then press on again. I am back. If you guys are back, I am. Interesting. We have less people on the conference call than we have on YouTube. So that's awesome. All right. I'm back. Hope you guys are back. Okay. Hope you're back. I know I'm enjoying this, but I know I enjoy it live in person way. So we'll find a way to broadcast the live. Okay. One many, one big, many little. That idea provides is so important in owning and in this version, well, version it enough. In owning internally the center, you're not going to see when you infatuate with somebody way up here on the pedestal. Oh, hold on, try to do this. The one in the many idea is extremely important when it comes to owning internally. Owning internally in yourself, the parts of yourself that you are denying in yourself, particularly the things that we infatuate with. Again, remember, guys, money, wealth, and success is our focus, and we're working on rich people today. So I'm assuming most people are going to have infatuations, but what you're going to realize the greatest determinant of you becoming rich in your life is if you're raised like me, middle class, or just working class. I mean, that's really a better term. Working class people, and you were raised to essentially hate rich people, to resent rich people. The odds of you ever being rich are pretty much non-existent, because inside you, you're looking away from that, turning your head away from it and going, I'm not like that. I could never be that. That's not me. Even though you infatuate, you want to be with it so much, but you're like, no, you're not allowed to, because you resent them. Resent. That's a real good restment. Resentment. The more you resent rich people, wealthy people, the odds of being one becomes less and less and less. Because internally, you don't want to be that. You're turning away from it. You're back to it. You're turning your back all the way around. You're turning around. That's not me. I'm not like that. I would never do that. I can't do that. Blah, blah, blah. Even though you infatuate with all the good stuff, well, it's the same thing. Now, instead of looking down upon them this way, you're looking up upon them this way, and you're looking up at that great pedestal and saying, "Oh, I'm not that. I'm not that great. I'm not that great." Turning your head away, not direction down, putting your hands up. They're up there. It's like, "Oh, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that." So it's the same thing. So one in the many is you're probably not going to be able to find in yourself relative to wealthy people one intense form of your own humanity to dissolve the disowned charges. It's not going to happen. Essentially, it's a one in the many inside each one of these. Okay. It's going to take many examples of form, because energy and matter can either be created or destroyed. It can only change form. That means nothing's missing. Oh my gosh, that's another one. If you ponder on that or remember he said that, energy and matter can either be created or destroyed. It can only change form. Every single, and I'm being serious, every single answer to the mysteries of life, every single answer to the mysteries of anything that you have a question about is in this statement right here. Energy and matter can either be created or destroyed. It can only change form. That's infinity, man. That's infinity. It can't be created or destroyed. It can only change form. It lasts forever. It's infinity. Everything that's in expression, this duality, excuse me. So basically, there's like a membrane. It's a magical membrane, like a reverse osmosis membrane where only one water molecule can pass through. Reverse osmosis filtration, only one H2O molecule can fit through the hole at on any point on that membrane. Well, this is a photon of light, pure white light emanating from anywhere out in the universe, the central source, whatever it is. It comes through and it crosses this membrane. This is like a matrix almost. It's a single photon. It instantly splits into its complementary opposite charged particles, positive and negative, having wave-like properties. And it's both. We know that it's particle or wave, depending on whatever person wants to see. It splits here, and this is at Planck's dimension about, probably, at Planck's dimension, Planck's constant. All mathematics in physics and so on seem to break down when we go backwards. All mathematics breaks down at that point. So far, mathematics is not able to see beyond that point. So this is probably it, where it splits into its complementary charged particles. And every single wavelength, singular wavelength, before it starts another one, because it could be at a different frequency, or if it's not electronically manipulated, every single wavelength has a perfectly balanced 50-50 positive peak, negative trough, or positive peak, negative trough. 50-50. In its natural state, as the photon comes across, splits into its charged particles, that is a 50-50 wavelength. Quantum physics calls it frozen light. If you want to have a whole boatload to go read on, in the same search bar, Google quantum physics frozen light, and you're going to get thousands and thousands and thousands of pages in research to go read up on. They know with beyond any shadow of a doubt, everything in existence, they call it frozen light. It is light vibrating at a different frequency. So everything's frequency, and with in natural state, any one wavelength is 50-50. There's the sine wave of it is 50-50. Whether it's altered by electronics, then it's different, but that doesn't apply to us, what we experience in our life. 50-50. This one in the many, to see in ourselves the parts of ourselves that we have yet to love relative to this infatuation. You're going to have to go find many examples. Many. The odds of finding it in 1, 2, or 3 are extremely slim. The greater the infatuation and the resentment cycle, the bigger the wave, the more you're going to have to find. The smaller the infatuation and resentment cycle, the fewer you're going to have to find to collapse this wave to the center, have the center state moment where your soul is sitting there waiting for you to hear the mission, vision, inspiration, the purpose for your life, because in a moment you're able to quiet the noise and hear the middle, and that middle is amazing. The message that you get, I pray for everyone, I hope for everyone that you have a moment where, well, many in your life, but I hope that you have a moment at least once where you're in this space and a message is coming through so clearly, so precisely. Tears of love and gratitude for your life are just pouring down your face. You couldn't stop it if you wanted to. And a message is just coming out like a teletype. Just typing it out, and you're writing it as fast as you can, slobbering, tearing. A message directly from your soul is speaking to you, and you're writing it out as fast as you can. And you realize you got to do it in shorthand. Just get the bulk of it down because it's coming so fast. And Who knows how long it's gonna last, sometimes, quite long, and then when it ends, you're able to take that page and then start writing it out longhand while it's still fresh, and you can get it, and then you can go back and read that message anytime in the future, and it will still bring tears to your eyes, the vision of your life. I hope for everyone to have a moment like that, to just get a glimpse of this God center of your life. And that's what I was talking about the other night on the call. If we could bottle that experience in this moment where you're getting a glimpse of the grand organized design of your life, just a glimpse, and we can put that experience in a bottle, people would be lined up for miles, miles and miles to come get it. Unfortunately, it is available to everyone, but it takes work and effort. There's no shortcut to it. It takes effort. And that's what we're going to start on next. We're going to start on this page right here. So hopefully you have a piece of paper that you can write on, and you may not be able to read the words. I don't know, but I'll tell them to you. So if you weren't able to get this out of the back office, hopefully you have a blank piece of paper that you're able to um, just checking something that you're able to replicate this page. I'm going to sit here for a minute while you, if you don't have something to write with, go find something to write with, go get some paper, whatever, like that to write with. Hopefully you guys go. Then go ahead and make 4 columns. Kind of set that up the way it is right here as best you can. And what we're going to work on today is rich people. And on this one, whoever's on the conference line, let me unmute everyone. On this one, yeah, that is annoying. All right, so, and then those of you that are on YouTube, if you can type it into the chat, that would be awesome. We're going to work on this together. We're going to work on what I like about rich people, what I don't like about rich people. Am I creating that? Somebody's creating. Somebody. Is that it? Yeah, it's you, Jeff. If you can mute one or the other, that feedback is definitely coming from you. So when I click you on mute, it stops. Awesome, thank you. All right, so work on rich people. 4 columns. I'll just mute it. 4 columns. What I like about rich people, what I don't like about rich people. The next column, it's the same sentence in each. How is them being this way a service to my life? How is them being this way a service to my life? And be like, well, I don't even know them. We're going to work on Jeff Bezos. You're right. You don't know him, but the power of our mind is mind boggling. My wife, whenever we're working on this, she's like, well, I don't know because she's so, that's her. And I'm like, babe, everything that exists that we observe is not real in the first place because it's our observations. And our observations create a picture of whatever it is infinitely into the universe in our mind. So it's real in our mind. So you don't have to know the person because it's your mind that we're talking about. Your mind is the the ruler of your life. It's created a picture of every single person in the world that we run across. We automatically paint a picture subconsciously in our mind what we think about 'em, what we like about them, what we don't like about them. It happens automatically, man. There's you see a person on TV, you hear somebody on the radio, whatever it is, it's nonstop. You can't not do it. Your brain just freaking does it. So, you know this, I promise. So, rich people, what do I like about rich people? All right. What do I like about rich people? And this is the audience participation portion. So you can write it in the chat or you can say it out loud for some reason. Oh, that's you. Okay. All right. I'm looking at a different page on my screen here, guys. Man, that is you. All right. Anyone, what do you like about rich people? Chatters, Alicia and Alicia, and oh, how are you on? Oh, okay. Oh, that's how. What do we like about rich people? They're powerful. They're powerful. What else do we like about rich people? What? Uh, they're powerful. What else do we like about rich people? I mean, for me to do this, guys, like, I would love for you to help. Throw it in the chat, on the line. They're powerful. They're energetic. They're alive. They seem alive. They're go-getters. They what do I like about rich people? They're bold, strong-willed. They're aggressive. Ooh, that can be a like. What else do we like about rich people? All right, we can leave that stuff now. All right. What I like about rich people? Well, they're buttholes. What else? What don't I like about rich people? They're aggressive. Oh, it can be both. Yeah. What don't I like about rich people? They can be snooty, snotty. What I don't like about rich people? They could be liars, snobbish. Awesome. Act superior. Yep. Act superior. Okay, let's get one more. What we don't like about rich people. Greedy. Greedy. All right. Now, I'm gonna switch to a smaller pen. already we can start to see there's some balance going on with rich people, anyone that we work on. Positive, negative, the wave. Positives, negatives. Things we like, things we don't like. They are 50-50. They're half nice, half mean. They're half supportive, half challenging. I infatuate, I resent. They're just people. They're just people. They have both sides. They have 2 sides. Everyone in existence has 2 sides. Everything in existence has 2 sides. Nothing lives outside of the rules of the universe of positive and negative. Nothing. There's nothing in existence that doesn't apply to this. Every single person, place, thing, situation, and event lives right here. Every person, place, thing, situation, and event, everything that's ever happened in our life, the actuality of it lives here. We have the lopsided perceptions of positives and negatives, but everything is 50-50. Everything. So rich people have things we like and things we don't like. All right, so I don't know. Is this the only? Sorry, guys. Wait a minute. I might be a score right here. Yes. All right, so everything serves. Nothing in existence serves. Somewhere again, great book of wisdom states pretty clearly, doesn't hesitate, says, in all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. It doesn't say in only the positives give thanks, only give thanks in what I like. It doesn't say that. Does not say that. It says in all things give thanks. Gratitude for both sides of life, always. So, 7 areas of life: physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, and social. Future forms of this is gonna have each one of these listed right here. Boom, 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 'cause we're gonna use that for each one of those. How is rich people being powerful a service to my life? Also from there's learn, grow, and expand. And these are prompters, which is what did I learn? How did I grow? How did I expand? And then you can take each one of those times each one of these. So this essentially gives you 21 prompters to answer this question. If a rich person is powerful, how is that a service to me in my life? Okay, well, if I'm observing them, the infatuation, and I believe that they're powerful, how does that serve me? Well, maybe that helps me believe that maybe one day I can do that. Okay, they're helping me with belief. They did it. Maybe I can do it. If a rich person is a bendejo, if a rich person's a butthole, an a-hole, and that's how they act in life, how does that serve my life? Well, the first thing is say, well, it's gonna teach me so I don't wanna be like that. I'm not gonna be a rich asshole. I'm just gonna be rich. It's like, okay, first thing is, so I'm not gonna be like that. That's the number one thing people are gonna say, "Well, I'm not gonna be like that, going to be like that." Okay, that's fine. How is "I'm not gonna be like that" gonna serve your life? Oh, it's gonna push me to have different relationships with people. Different relationships with people and interact in a different way. I'm gonna have different positives and negatives in my interactions, and I'm gonna be thankful that because of the example that this person set, that I'm gonna be different, which is gonna allow me to have different relationships that I would not have if this guy wasn't a butthole. If this rich guy wasn't a butthole, I would not have the relationships that I have with people, and it's gonna be because he was a butthole that I recognized I didn't wanna be that way, so I was gonna be different. Now I have different relationships, and I wouldn't trade those relationships for anything, so now I'm gonna say, "Thank you, rich person, for being a butthole because it's allowed me to be different with other people. Thank you." Because it's dominoes, like I did on the one call not too long ago. It's a domino effect, man. If he wasn't a butthole, you wouldn't be able to be you, to have the relationships that you have with people because of the contrast. You wouldn't know different. You wouldn't know to be different. Now you have a relationship and you wouldn't trade. Like, "No, I wouldn't trade that. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Since I wouldn't trade the relationship I have, thank you. Thank you for the example of butthole so that I get to be different with people and have different relationships. Thank you." All right. Energetic. How is them being energetic a service to my life? Well, it's setting an example. Setting an example. Okay, well, what is that gonna do for my life? Well, energy is gonna push me what? If I wanna have that kind of energy, I gotta go study physicalness. Alright. Well, that might push me to exercise, push me to have a different diet, start studying on diet. How am I going to what should I eat to have that kind of energy? Go to the gym, work out. If you're a social person and it inspired you to go to the gym and now you have new friends from going to the gym, it's like, "Oh my gosh, thank you, rich person, for being energetic." 'Cause that's driven me to potentially learn different things about my life, become exercise and diet, and now I have new friends, I have a whole social circle. Like, thank you for being energetic. Oh my god, thank you. They're a bit aggressive. Okay. Aggressive what? In getting what they want, right? What they want. Well, it may appear aggressive, but how do we know they're not on a mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose that's greater than yours at this moment? You're observing it. You're observing their aggression. You're down here, they're up here. You're observing it external from the quantum he's in. He's pursuing his mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose with greater degrees of certainty than you are at the moment. So you're saying, "Hey, that dude's really aggressive." Well, no, man, he might just be on a mission, really focused, really going. You don't know. So the guy's aggressive. How's that served me in my life? Well, if I contemplate it long enough, I'm going to realize 50-50 pain, pleasure. No matter what I do or don't do, the people in my life are going to have 50% pain, 50% pleasure from my actions. That's it. That's how it works. Like, no matter what you do, people are going to experience half pain, half pleasure. You cannot make a person happy without them having sadness in their life. It's just not happening, man. There nobody on the planet's gonna have one without the other. It's not happening. So them being aggressive, how's it serve my life? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe if I contemplate it long enough, I realize that 50-50 exists in my life no matter what, so that maybe I can set myself free to be a little more aggressive in my pursuit of my life, because no matter what, half the people are gonna like me and half the people are gonna not like me no matter what I do. So, if I act a little aggressive towards my goals, maybe the people observing me are observing me from a lower quantum than what I'm at, and they're observing me up here, and they think I'm aggressive. And it's like, no, I'm just focused on moving forward in my life. So it's like, okay, thank you, rich dude, for showing me that it's okay to be aggressive because in the pursuit of my mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose, others may observe me as aggressive, but really it's just I'm focused. I'm focused on going in my life. Thank you for being aggressive so that I'm allowed to be aggressive also in the pursuit of my mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose. Thank you, rich person. They seem to be alive. Okay, them being alive, how does that serve my life? Well, for me, same thing. It's going to be if they're alive, how does it serve my life? Like I'm observing them where they seem more alive than me. Well, I'm going to go investigate what is making this guy have such aliveness. Oh man, now that's sending me down a whole another path: physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, and social. What am I going to have to learn, grow, and expand in each one of these areas to have the same aliveness as myself? Wow, it's going to drive me on the journey of my life. It's going to drive me on the journey to go find in me what he's got here. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for the example. Thank you. Thank you for moving me forward. Thank you for maybe breaking my stagnation, breaking my stagnation. So if you run into a pause and you say, okay, well, how does it affect my life physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, family, career, and social? How does it serve my life physically? Well, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go learn about nutrition and exercise and so on. I want to be alive like that. Mentally, what kind of books is this guy reading? What is he studying? Let me go do that. Spiritually, may not apply because you're on your own journey. Financially, what is he doing financially? Where does he invest his money? How does he handle his money? It's going to drive you on the journey of learning, growing, expanding your horizons. Oh my God, thank you for driving me on the journey of learn, grow, and expand. Thank you for driving me on the journey. No, that wasn't it. Hold on. I'm trying to find where the I guess I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, guys. Hope you guys are following along. Some chargers are dissolving, but I had to mute everybody because we're getting backflow. Snooty, snotty. Okay, snooty, snotty. Kind of same as this. I don't want to be like. I do not want to be a snotty, snooty rich person, right? Okay, it's going to make me be different. It's going to. It's going to make me be different. again, is gonna create different relationships for me. How's it gonna create different relationships in my family? How am I gonna be different than I'm just gonna be different. I'm gonna relate to my kids, my grandkids, my parents differently, which is gonna allow me to have relationships with them that I would not have if I didn't have this example of being snotty. The domino effect is going to apply. How am I going to be different with my kids or my grandkid or my dog or whatever it is? How am I gonna be different because of this example and get to a place where it's like, I would not trade that. Thank you for his example so that I can be different and have a different relationship. And the dynamic dance of love that exists between all people, thank you that I can be different and then ultimately end up being myself, which is what you are. You are only yourself. It's all you're ever gonna be. Because this guy is snooty and snotty. He's giving you the opportunity to be yourself, to just be you, be the magnificent existence that you are. Thank you, rich person. Kind of a go-getter. How does that serve me well? Well, if he's a go-getter, same thing. I'm gonna go learn what the heck is got him on fire to go do that. It's gonna push me to learn. It's gonna push me to grow. Once you start learning, you're gonna grow, and then you're gonna expand your vision, which is one of the most important things to do is to expand your vision for life. Physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, and social. Obviously, if he's a go-getter, he set an example, it's gonna push me to learn, grow, and expand possibly in my career. Yeah, career. Career. Oh my goodness. Thank you, rich person, for allowing me to be in the pursuit of my own career. Because of your example, I get to go be me. I get to go follow my own stuff. I get to be me. I wanted to be you, rich person, but I get to be me, and that's okay. Because when I'm a rich people, I'm gonna just get to be me. I'm gonna be me. I'm not gonna be anybody else. I'm going to be me. Don't like about rich people, they're liars. Well, let's see, they're liars. Remember, everything's 50. So maybe they're liars when they need to be in the pursuit of their mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose, or at least that's the way I see it. I'm seeing it from a lower frequency vibration relative to them. Maybe they're not liars. Maybe they're just intensely on the pursuit of fulfilling their mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose. The reason why they're here. Maybe they're willing to do whatever it takes, and that's okay because no matter what they do, half the people are going to have pain, half the people are going to have pleasure, half the people are going to support them, half the people are going to challenge them, no matter what they do. So maybe it's not exactly that they're lying on purpose or consciously, it's just kind of happening on their intense process of their journey. So how does that serve me on my life? Maybe it's going to set me free to be a little more aggressive in the pursuit of my love. It's going to serve me, set me free to be a little more aggressive and move me forward in my own pursuit. Why? Because no matter what, half pain, half pleasure, half support, half challenge, half peace, half war. No matter what, peace, war. This is what is going to exist. So maybe I can set myself free to move forward in the pursuit of my life. Thank you, rich dude or rich woman, rich people, rich person. They're a little more bold. How does that serve my life? Same thing. Set it an example that, hey, maybe I can do that too. Example, I can do. Oh man. Why? Why can I be bold? Because no matter what I do, people are gonna experience pleasure and pain, no matter what I do. So allowing me to be bold allows me to be me in a different way, a different degree of intensity as I'm moving forward on my pursuit of my life, mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose. My pursuit. I can be a little more bold in my pursuit. Why? Because no matter what in my pursuit, half the people are gonna like me, half the people are gonna not like me. Half the people are gonna have pleasure from what I do, half the people are gonna have pain from what I do. Half the people are gonna experience peace, half the people are gonna experience war from what I do. So maybe I can be bold and go do what I love, because I'm allowed to be bold. Bold serves the world. So if I go and be bold, what's that gonna serve other people? Give them the example. Hey man, it's okay to go be bold. Why? 'Cause no matter what you do, it's love. Thank you, rich dude, for showing me it's okay to be bold. Snobbish, kinda like with their nose up in the air. Snobbish. If they're being snobbish, how is that a service to my life? If they're being snobbish, how is that a service to my life? I have unmuted you guys on there. Chat, anyone? Alicia Zavala? If they're being snobbish, how's that a service to your life? Snobbish? Oh, I'm just realizing for those that are on YouTube, they didn't know what was going on. Sorry, Alicia. That's awesome. Yes. So it's going to show you again, you don't want to be like that. So you're going to be different. You're going to be different. You're going to bring your own talents into that space, your own talents, your own efforts differently. And ultimately, they're showing you that you're going to be you. That it's okay to be you. Go be yourself. It's okay. It's okay to go be yourself in the pursuit of your mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose. It's okay in the pursuit of your mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose. Okay. So I'm going to be different. Going to create different relationships. I don't know why that one keeps coming up, but different relationships, different ideas, different ideas how you're going to go pursue your life, different ideas. You can have different wants, different needs in the pursuit of the vision of your life. You're going to create relationships differently. And ultimately, you're going to be able to say thank you to them for being snobbish because it's allowing you to be you. Thank you. I can just be me. They're strong willed. How does that serve my life? That's kind of the same thing over here. Let me go explore why. Why? Why are they able to be strong-willed and I think that I'm not? Well, wait a minute. I have been strong-willed before in my life, different things, when it's in my values, physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, and social, whichever one of these is most important to me, I've been able to be strong-willed before. So maybe I have strong-willedness just in my own way, my own forms, according to my highest, most important thing in life. Strong-willed. Why? Because it's their value that I'm observing, physical, mental, spiritual, financial, family, career, and social. Maybe career was most important to them, which helped them make more money than I made or whatever, but that's what was important to them. Maybe family is what was important to me, and I showed my strong-willedness in my family, not in finances, because finances was not important to me. Yet, career, family was mine, career is his, finances is in my family, I am as strong-willed as he is. Thank you, rich dude, for being strong-willed because you've allowed me to see my own value, my own value, my own values, my own list of importances, my family, and I wouldn't trade you, strong-willed rich dude. I wouldn't trade you. I'll keep mine, strong-willed family guy. That's me. Thank you. I get to see myself. Man, maybe this mirror thing is true. Maybe all of life is just a mirror, and I get to own it and see it in myself. Wow. Thank you for allowing me to see me strong-willed rich dude. Thank you. Act superior. They act superior. Okay, again, maybe they're just intense. That's the thing about, uh, coaches. A lot of the famous coaches, you ever meet them in person, they come across like complete a-holes. They're not. If you're able to read biographies and stuff or where they actually talk about their personalities, they're like, "No, man, I'm just intense. I'm constantly thinking about the season, the team, which is their pursuit of their goals or whatever." So they come across intense. It's intensity. So maybe thinking it's a superiority. They just have extreme focus, man. They have extreme focus. So how is them being this way of service to my life? They act superior. They don't wanna give me any time of day because they have to focus. Well, who do I not give time of day to because I have to focus on mine, like, the person's not worth my time. Oh my gosh, how many times have I done that? Kinda snubbed off a person because I had focus. It came across like it was superiority, but I was just focused, man. I was focused, moving forward. Holy crap. In my life, no matter what I do, I'm gonna end up being myself on my own pursuit. I'm gonna see everybody is gonna experience both sides no matter what I do. They're gonna observe me, maybe in a moment of focus, of superiority. They thought I was acting superior. Again, they were down here observing me up here in a different form of something, and they thought I was acting superior. I was just being myself, and I was in a moment of focus, moving forward in my pursuit, and I didn't have time for them in that moment. They thought I was Mr. Superiority. The truth is I was just being myself, moving forward in my life. So maybe I'm free to move forward in my life no matter what, because people are gonna see me how they wanna see me no matter what I'm doing. I'm gonna call that more like focus, intensity, intensity. Oh, man, that I'm allowed to do. I'm allowed to do that so I can go do my stuff. Thank you, rich dude, for acting superior. Sets me free to kinda go do my thing, to do my thing, because no matter what, people are gonna see me the way they wanna see me, maybe not necessarily the way that I am, because they're only gonna see it through their own rose-colored glasses, no matter what. Alright, if I like that they're aggressive, them being aggressive, how does it serve my life? It sets the example. It sets the example. Okay, so him setting the example, how does that serve my life? Man, it keeps falling on this for me. It's allowing me to be go be myself. Go be myself, and maybe I can be aggressive too. It's okay, because it's going to serve others as well as I'm pursuing my mission. They may see my example and wanna learn from me. Wow. So I get to learn from this dude. I get to grow from my observations. I get to expand my horizon, and then ultimately, as I'm moving forward on this path of life of frequency, someone along the lines is gonna be down here looking up at me of this example of being aggressive in the pursuit, and it sets them free to go do it, to go be themselves, to go pursue themselves, their mission, vision, and purpose. So maybe it's just a series of examples, everyone moving forward in this giant dynamic dance of love, just being themselves, but we observe it through our rose-colored glasses of positive and negative, but the person was just being themselves, the same way that I'm just being myself. Wow, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rich Dude, so that I get to be free, be myself in my pursuit. I don't have to be you, I can be me, and that's okay. Greedy, them being greedy, how does that serve my life? Okay, well, what is greed? Greed is the accumulation of money. Greed is the accumulation of money. I'm pretty sure mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose requires finances to make it happen. Finances has to happen somehow. So maybe this guy is in the high mode of accumulating money because he has a freaking internal driven mission for it. The same that I have an internal driven mission for my own life. So maybe it's okay to accumulate money in the pursuit of my mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose. Maybe it's okay for others to see that I'm greedy. They may see that I'm greedy, but I'm also giving in my own way, and I am just me living from the center, the same way that he or her is just them living from the center. As I pursue my life, they pursue their life. The accumulation of money's gonna help me reach more people. Money's gonna help me reach more people. So maybe somebody seeing me as greedy is okay because money is gonna help me reach more people in the pursuit of my mission. So maybe it's okay to be greedy. I think it's okay to be greedy because I'm moving forward on my life. Thank you, rich guy, for showing me that it's okay to be greedy because it's gonna help me reach more people on the journey of my life. Thank you. Thank you for showing me that it's 'cause I'm gonna reach more. So, Mr. Rich Person, if you were here right now, what would I say? Mr. Rich Person, if you were here right now, rich person, people, thank you for your example. My observation of you have allowed me to see it's okay. It's okay to be rich. Being rich helps me serve more people. More money is going to help me serve more people. Your example truly sets me free to be me in the pursuit of not only my life, but also my mission, vision, inspiration, and purpose that I get to share with the world. If you were here right now, I would say thank you, and I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for my life. So, hope you guys are able to flip it over. If you need to do more work, do more work. This was basically me, a little mini one, I know. This was mostly me. Hopefully it translates to you guys. Get to a point where you start writing a thank you letter and truly listen, let it come out to the point where you get to the point where we're thank you. Thank you, rich person. Thank you. Thank you. You write your own rich people, thank you for whatever. Just write. Start writing until you get to a place of gratitude for it. Well, I love you guys. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for during the first inaugural. Wealth Masters One, Money Magic Blueprint. The reason I'm calling it Money Magic Blueprint is because I know the more work, this right here to the center, the more magical you become and the more it's going to show up and flow your way. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy day to be here today. Thank you for the thoughts at the beginning. It will become more swift as we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Conference call this week. I'm feeling it needs to be Wednesday. I don't know why, but Wednesday night, same time, Central. I love you guys. Let me do this. Everybody that's on, you guys are muted. Those of you on the live stream, thank you so much for being here. I hope this gets I really hope this has value for you today. I do. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Get back to the person who brought you, whatever. Please give something back to the organization for whatever it was for you being here so that you can help reach more people. I love you guys. Thanks for being here. Well, I guess it is. Love, love you guys. Well, thank you. I love you guys. Love you, Alicia. We'll see you soon, guys. Have a great afternoon. All right. We'll see you. Thank you, guys. Love you. Bye bye.